There is no place like home.
Yeah.
How can we call this home when it is out of place? Towns we live in are ships that are wrecked by our living conditions. It's a constant soap opera that we are seeing in the days of our lives. The homes have turned into graveyards and the foundations bury our daily needs. Our lungs have turned into dumpsters and they always inhale each other's rubbish. Our hearts are beating and living on the edge as they try not to sink in these potholes. Sewer pipes burst out and take over our garden spaces. Then they expect us to accept it and brush it off and say that shit happens. Our shacks shack up with each other and they warm up easily. Then all hell breaks loose and a zinc domino effect of flames burst out. We live so close to each other that we can taste each other's breathing. To a point that my living room becomes my neighbor's kitchen. We break fast with danger every night, then break bread with death in the morning. For there is no light at the end of every street, and heaven is ready to welcome us home. Drugs powder our children's noses, and crime feels right at home. And we force our kids to take naps during the day, for we fear that they would get easily kidnapped. Then the mayor addresses us only when it suits him, then sniffs our pains from a short distance from his mansion to mention. Life is showing us flames and we are burning from the inside. We need water to quench our souls, for we are tired of playing with fire. We have reached the point of no return, and our voices will be seen and heard. For we have danced with the devil for far too long to the same broken loop of promises. So we have had enough. So we shall march our grievances to these golden men, for them to feel the heat that we bear daily, so they can never undermine us. We are tired of being comfortable with breathing within these landscapes of living, a place where it is survival of the fittest while feasting on each other. We are tired of looking for peace while constantly looking for peace to gather our lives, to avoid our roofs leaning on our shoulders in order to stand. Life is for the living. And not to convince ourselves to tolerate it, to nurture our thirst and not to turn our oxygen into dust. Provide us with lights for us to navigate ourselves from room to room, not to second guess our footsteps to finally reach our beds for rest. Help us to structure our hearts with proper infrastructure. Help us to see tomorrow with the promises that you offer us today. We are human beings that want to be and want to be free, so lead us, lead us with the comfort that your people need, so that we can be a true rainbow nation and paint this country's sky together. Hello, young children.
Yes, sir.
Where are your kids? Like a drop it, say.
Okay.
Just a quick, So tired. You know, these old things, they happen to us. Young man, come pick up this, my knees are rusted. It happens in life. Aye, young man, I will give you 50 cents. An animal only attacks when it is provoked. Or when it feels threatened. We humans are no different. We are also animals of the same nature. For we are the concrete jungle, constantly fighting to keep the inner beast tamed, but we always fail. We are threats to ourselves as well, especially when our animalistic instinct comes out to play. Especially when we get to step into our wild side and can't contain our basic urges. We stalk each other's souls daily, ready to pounce on each other's hearts, with our sharp fangs dripping with venom to poison each other's faith and hope we never pause. To print our paws on each other's feelings and rattle our tails to wrap ourselves around each other's fears. We would find it appealing to peel each other to the soul, to see the Red Sea filled with each other's blood streaming down the streets. Our jaws snap at anything that comes to the edge of the watering hole, to take a bite at any living thing that comes to quench its thirst. Some of us are wolves in sheep clothing, going to church to pray on vulnerable prey, then howl at the full moon on bended knees, begging for forgiveness. Some of us get to meet and call each other soulmates. After that, we let our souls mate, then skin each other's souls clean, and then us mates turn on each other and call each other snakes. Isn't it weird to find a dog accompanied by chicks on the side, and the same dogs call each other cats? What kind of a domestic pet love affair is this? There is always something fishy happening when sharks come out and swim on land. They have a whale of a time, especially when they bank on the riverside. There are hyenas waiting in the alleyway with terrifying cackles, with devil-like smiles aiming for the pulse and throat, while vultures gather on street corners for a big scavenger hunt with an opportunity to stick their talents into hollow bone pockets. The big prize is the eagle, roaming the sky, watching our every breath, and at any slight wrong movement, they will dive down and catch us off guard. The only time we bear to hug each other is when we claw at each other's backs, or when we flee to suck on the living daylights of each other's blood. On the other side of this landscape, there are pigs in governing positions, justifying their filthy ways of living while stuffing their mouths with bottomless power. Then they will be on the move to find new ways to deceive us, these cheaters. We hope that they'll consider our feelings, but you know, a leopard never changes the spots. But we will tunnel our way out of this reality with inner ant strength and gather our shit like dung beetles to butter our bread so that we can fly. For we are fish swimming against the current streams of life, or cows and bees looking for the land of milk and honey. We shall swing from one tree vine to the next to be rooted, or migrate with the seasons to look for greener pastures. This is the nature of man, to seek, to hunt, to devour, to destroy whatever that may stand in our way. For we are beasts, walking on two legs, camouflaged in silk and in wool. It is ingrained in our DNA that it is survival of the fittest. Kill or be killed. We are animals, biting our way out, trying to be free, trying to exist, running the race to reach the top of the food chain, only to call ourselves gods. We are herd that does not want to listen, does not have any sense of direction, only wanted to graze on all kinds of flesh on a silver platter without a catch. This beast within us is wild and cannot be contained. We are the highs and lows of our cause and effort. We have defied the laws of the jungle. That is why Mother Nature is coming for us.
Yeah.
Is coming for us. Is coming for us. Is coming for us. Yeah, I'm very old, man. If I reference good National Geography, don't hold it against me. You know? Next poem. Can we have something sexy?
Come on!
No, under 32, ne? Askiru, we are illuminating the human condition.
Yeah.
Oh, my daughter.
Ah.
You are seeing all of, hey,
Yeah.
I'm standing very, I need my third leg, so to say. This is not for the faint heart, nor who easily part from this, because this is a sacred act that should be practiced freely, and it's only performed by souls and not by mere human beings. Precisely as we assemble into position, aiming to instill energies into each other, seeking a union of being one by means to dwell in each other through skin eyes, gazing through the medium of seduction, arousing to make things intriguing, enchanted by her hourglass body figure as my stout stature dazes a vision. Thoughts become real. Invitations are sent out by sensual sounds, welcomed by desire and fulfillment, embracing every moment taken in. For the floodgates of heaven to open up, we would fall, play the game, and we would undress to present our base chakras, our centers towards each other. As I start to taste the sweet nectar of a fruit, to examine its juice, I use the tip of my tongue, sipping from the fountain of her youth, getting her body to quiver as my arrow hits the mark, and in return, she would lick the head of the wood. The depth of her mouth moves me as she blows away, as I stand at attention, as she performs her tongue techniques. Her mouth is a black hole as it swallows all 9 inches as a whole. Every touch is a vibrating pulse. Tongues in tantra tango as lips are in sync, as hands cup up her firm breast. Her index finger caresses my chest. To submit into each other's ecstasy, dive into each other's vulnerability, wrapped around in heightened feelings. The room is held by heavy moaning. Slowly maneuvering to the lower regions of the temple, she is ready to receive what is to be planted as I plunge into her rose. Then my staff would part her legs to swim into her sea. The magic wand would disappear into her universe, stargazing inside, slipping in and out of time between her thighs, holding on to dear life as breaths are taken away, nibbling her earlobe with gentle whispers to her ear. As we blossom into a lotus position, bodies being the altar of love, hearts beating with every thrust, the sweat dripping with every verbal sound, legs sweeping the ceiling with reflexes, palms have reached the doors of heaven, bending to the will of surrendering to the mission that is Neri. She reaches the top to peak the mountain top. Her spine is in line with the position of riding the horse, hips moving in a circular motion with a hypnotic dance, making the bed rotate at a speed that stimulates the senses. The plot thickens to reach the point of climax. No room to breathe in the depth of lungs, lost for words. We speak in tongues as the rapture reaches an imploding and exploding moment. The night reaches release. Mind, body, and soul recollect after serve. Coming the after effects. Energies are interwoven. Bodies have collapsed in the aura of fulfillment. She rests her head on my chest, exhaling and inhaling joy, listening to the stillness of my heart beating at peace. Senses now make sense. She is complete. Glories of the freedom of being naked. I stroke her hair like a gentle spring breeze, kissing her forehead to seal our union. Home is where the heart is, and love is where life breathes. Such a sacred act brings souls in earthly form degrees. This is not for the faint-hearted, nor who easily part from this, because this is a sacred act that should be practiced freely, and it's only performed by souls and not by mere human beings.
Ah.
Yeah, no, Malulunga George is here to give a couple of lessons.
Yeah.
So the next poem, I want to do it a cappella because I want everybody to hear the message. Nah?
Okay.
Yeah. To all the fathers out here and to all the brothers in the place, open your ears. Nah?
Sure.
Sisters, women, queens, mothers, trigger warning.
Okay.
Tonight I will try and find rest. Tonight I will try and sleep peacefully. Tonight I will try and count the stars on the ceiling. Tonight I will try and find my dreams. This poem is a poem about peace before the headlines read that another celebrity couple have decided to call it quits. But tonight, my joy, I will look at the happiness that breathes within your laughter, because tomorrow I'll be questioning your fights, saying, should I teach him to lick his wounds or should I teach him to raise his fists? But tonight, my joy, I will cast my thoughts aside, wondering about what kind of a man will this world influence you to be. Wondering about how patriarchy will force you to stomach your tears or how it'll teach you to run your household like a drill sergeant. Tonight, I want to have a moment of having a father and son talk. A moment that in this day and age is deemed to be something that is taboo. This piece was meant to be a poem about peace, but now I'm ratting out about the demons that men are forced to inherit. In fact, the demons that we all love to be. Tonight, I want to tell you something. In fact, I want to tell you everything.
Okay.
I think Adam is the apple that Eve fell prey to. And if they came from our ribs, it does not mean that we own their bodies. Men don't know how to spell I love you with their hearts. Instead, men will spell it with syllables of selfish satisfaction, my joy. We glorious alpha males don't want to swallow our pride cause feeding our ego seems to make much more sense. We know how to give violent kisses. We know how to kidnap with hugs. We know how to blind Eve with our tongues. We know how to turn their names into tombstones. We know how to make them feel small and to be scared of us. It's enough that our shadows are constantly breathing down their necks. Tonight, I want to tell you about how the media knows how to make noise about us. And it teaches us to be ugly and it transforms us into beasts. There was an Adam out there that is teaching some Eve about death. There was an Adam out there that is punching some Eve into her body bag. There was an Adam out there that is forcing some Eve to swallow her voice. There was an Adam everywhere that thinks that healing is found when Eve is bleeding. Women think that being strong prevents us from being weak. But our weaknesses are the ones that make us strong. But that is a topic for some other next lifetime. So, I pray that on one faithful night, that you become the man that heaven needs you to be. And if you become a storyteller, I pray that you do not narrate about how Adam is Eve's hell over and over
again. Ha!
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Thorsten Clear Ripka. The reason why I call myself Clear on stage, it is because evidence exhibit A.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank everybody who did this, gave me a platform. They called me and I was like, why are you asking? Don't need to ask once, even I am there. You know? Yeah, I even opened the restaurant myself to show you how dedicated I'm joking. Yeah. So you can check me out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just say Clear or Thorsten Clear Ripka. You'll find this ugly face, you know, doing the things and doing the most. And okay, Mabul. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna do, since I've been told stuff, I'm gonna do a new poem, try a new poem, and then trigger warning, so to say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Why would you want to leave me after all this time? You and I have been to the deep of hell together. You told me that you and I are thicker than blood. You told me that you would be with me forever. That you and I would fly together into the open heavens. But what now?
Darling, if you want to live a long life without any regrets, with your feelings to never articulate the words should have, maybe, or if only I did this or that, I suggest that you don't come near me, or else your eyes will get easily crippled. Your touch might start to smell like hell and your words will taste like a constant nightmare. For I am fighting demons that I love to go to war with every single day. My mind, body and soul are a country that have turned into a battlefield that knows nothing but death. My body has stretch marks that have become borders and I need a passport to gain access to myself. A body that has been divided into parts that have become foreign lands to me. My mind is a ticking time bomb that has become My mind has become a ticking time bomb that is ready to explode through my mouth, and my thoughts just roam around me, ready to drop missiles at any given time. My thoughts just roam around me, ready to drop missiles at any given time. My soul is a drill sergeant instructing me where I should point and aim my pain. It teaches me by enemies necessary to strike, by enemies necessary for the sake of tasting blood and flesh and soul. My darling, I am asking you to run. I don't want to plant bullets on your tongue in order for them to replace your taste buds. Nor do I want you to become a war zone all in the name of loving me. Imagine watering a flower that only smells like emotional suicide. Imagine risking it all for something that doesn't feel like forever. My heart only has room for lungs that have said goodbye to breathing. The silver lining in the sky is too crooked for me to believe that heaven does exist. I am a country that is only civil when it lights up to be a battlefield. A place where the only word I know how to spell very well is survive. I don't want your smile to be a prisoner of this war. Flee this country before you are considered as an illegal immigrant, my dear love. I beg of you, before your love for me starts to drip in blood, before your bones hate the sound of my name, before your lips suffocate from kissing me, and before my ancestors warn you about me, darling, run.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was my set for the day. Thank you very much. God bless and Godspeed. God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was